Hi guys, I'm Catherine. This is my channel, My Fair Katie. And if you have found yourself over here and you need to make dinner, you don't know what to do, then you just see what you have. And this is one of those days where you just experiment, because I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but we're going to try it. So what we're going for is, I have these and they are fixing to expire. So I am going to use them as breading. I'm going to mash these up and use them as breading for my fish. And I'm going to add some of this in the breading and some of these. If you don't know what these are, this is crystallized lemon. That way you don't have to keep lemon wedges around your house, because those go bad. And lemon juice, depending on which one you get, it might be lemons, it might be not. So this is 100% lemons. See that? Crystallized lemon. And one package equals a wedge. So I try to keep these, just because also when I keep real lemons, my daughter runs off with them and thinks they're toys. So I'm going to mash these up, add my seasonings, and see what it looks like. Cross your fingers. Alrighty, now we got that done. And so I'm going to take that seasoning. And you really need to watch when you're buying seasonings. Daniel keeps sneaking these in here, because you should not buy something, let's see if it'll focus, that has salt as the first ingredient, because that means you're basically paying for salt. And you can get salt for like 72 cents, but at least this one is sea salt. I'll give him that. But look at pre-bottled seasonings before you buy them. Because, yeah, when the first ingredient is salt, put it back. But he sneaks these in here on me and thinks I won't notice, but I notice. But at least it's sea salt and not just salt. But it's still bad for you. It's bad for someone that's already got a condition. But anyway, moving on. So we're going to mix that up. And I have never made this before. I'm going out on a limb. And we're just going to go with it, try it, and see where this takes us. So, got an egg. Going to scramble it up really quick. And so we're going to take our fish fillet and two. He's gonna eat two and I'm gonna eat one. Let me get those open. Okay, I have all of them opened and they are still frozen. So open our foil, and what we're going to do is brush this egg wash on, fold these up on the edges, so that the breading will stick. I figured if people can bread stuff with Captain Crunch cereal, then I can bread it with croutons. I mean, why not, right? And the croutons are pre-seasoned. It says cheese and sesame. So I just figured, what the hey, let's give it a shot. If it's bad, then it's bad, but I don't think it will be bad. At least I hope it's not bad. If it is, then sorry, Daniel, then your dinner was bad. And I would tell y'all if it turned out horrible. because we always sit down and eat after it's made, so I would be able to edit it in at the very end that, hey, this is horrible, don't try to use croutons to bread your fish at home. But, and if I had took a minute and Googled, I probably could have found maybe a recipe where they did do that, just so that I would know this is possible, this will work out. But my kiddo was being good, and I just wanted to get it done. So, I have that. I'm going to sprinkle this on there. Oopsie. Sticking. Turn it over. I'm going to sprinkle it. Sprinkle some more on there. Again, we're gonna find out how good I did or didn't do. We'll all be surprised. So there's that one. Might have to put some foil over the top. I may just do that just to make sure none of the air escapes. And here's my piece of fish. Again, pro chefs out there are probably thinking, what is she doing? And maybe I don't know what I'm doing, but hey, people had to experiment before they invented the wheel and everything else, right? So, like I said, people put Captain Crunch cereal on stuff, so I don't see how it could really be that bad. Maybe it's not going to taste great or amazing, but I don't see how it could be all that bad. So, I'm going to fold it up. Mine folded up better because I just eat a normal portion. Let me get another piece of foil. Alright, so here's my other piece. Wrap it up like that and pop it in the oven. I have it on 350, so 30 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna Google and check and see how long it should cook in there, how long 3 fish fillets should cook in there, and we'll just do that because I know 350 should be fine. So let's see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna make some rice to go with our fish. I like rice because it's 0 fat. And I'm going to do 1 cup of rice. Oh, well, these little measuring things. One of my aunties got it for me. So that's 1. And then 2 cups of water. So I have my 2 cups of water. You can see it down here. And this is jasmine rice. We got a HelloFresh meal forever ago. And it had jasmine rice in it. And I'm also going to put one of these. Chicken bouillon. Just 1. But anyway, so we got a HelloFresh meal forever ago. And it had jasmine rice in it, and I just never went back after that. I was like, this tastes so much better than white rice. So, anyway. So, that is what we're doing there. Give it a good stir. And turn it on to cook. Put the lid on. Got some rice up there. I don't know how I did that. Just that good. Okay, so we're gonna sit and let that cook, and it'll pop to warm when it's done, and we'll see how this turns out with this fish. But the rice I've made tons of times before, so I know that's gonna be good, but we'll see, right? So my rice is done making now. I just went ahead and unplugged it, And I'm going to put thyme, paprika, some sage, some garlic powder, and then I'm going to put butter. But put all these first, fluff it up. Doesn't that look so nice and pretty? Has that nice yellow tint to it. I'm not sure if that comes off on the camera, but it does. That's why you put the chicken bouillon powder in with the water. Otherwise, it's just not baked in there. The flavor isn't there. So just sprinkle some garlic. Oops. Goodness. Sprinkle some thyme. And I'm a little generous with the thyme because I like it. And sprinkle the paprika. Just a good. And then sage. It all gives it a nice color. So we're going to do all that. Set those over here. Oopsies. I just keep knocking everything over. Here is my butter. I get it from Sam's. There's no salt added. It's just sweet cream butter. I'm going to put half a stick of butter in here. It smells so good. It's just a nice little touch up to white rice. And what I do is I take a fork and stab it in the middle and then stir it around until it breaks. And all the pieces are small enough that way it gets contributed well. Okay. Stir it up and distribute everything real nice. Alright, that's all nice and mixed up and the butter is melted. The fish still has 7 minutes. I put it for 40 minutes. It still has 7 minutes left. And if you hadn't noticed, when Daniel cooks, he cooks mostly on the grill or he cooks on the stove. When I cook in something like this, or I cook in the crock pot or the oven. And there's a reason for that, because I want to leave it and forget it until the timer goes off. I don't want to have to be standing over a stove, stuck in the kitchen. I want to set it up, leave it, set a timer, and get to just walk away. That's what I want to do. That's what works for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the rice in here, and that way I can put a lid on it. It can try to keep it warm instead of overcooking it. And when Daniel gets home, then we will just eat this. It's still very, very hot. And you could buy the prepackaged rice, the minute rice. Isn't that what it's called? There's nothing wrong with that. When you buy something in a package like that, it's going to have preservatives, it's going to have lots of salt in it, and a lot of processed things. You just have to make sure to look at labels. They do have a few brands and a few kinds that don't have all those things in there. But there's nothing wrong. If that's what you need to do, is buy something like that to have a home cooked meal, go you. Because some people can't even do that. They just do takeout or restaurant or order in or deliver every single meal, or, you know. So if that's what works for you, is the boxed meals that you just add hamburger meat to, or chicken to, or tuna to, you know, boxed macaroni and cheese, boxed rice. If that's what works for you, hey, you're already ahead of the game, because there's so many people that are intimidated to cook at all. And I used to be one of those people, but I've kind of grown out of that, because I'm going to eat it no matter what. There's nothing that I've made that was unedible or inedible, I should say. And you just gotta get creative and try. And even if you set some aside for your kids before you cook it or season it, being creative, that way you know your kids will still eat it. But adults will eat pretty much anything. But yep, here's our rice, and we're just waiting on the fish. Here's our fish, fresh out of the oven, still hot. Oh, look at that, it looks yummy. And it is cooked. You can cut it. So when Daniel gets home, we'll try it and we'll see how good it is. Hold it back up so it'll stay warm. But we'll see. I'll let you know. It was a winner because he cleaned his plate and I did too. So if you want to try this at home, it works. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.